After 60, many people believe that staying healthy simply means taking more pills, one for blood pressure, another for cholesterol, and maybe even one for memory. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful medicines don't come from a pharmacy, they come from your kitchen? That's right. Today, doctors and researchers from the Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School are finding that specific foods can do what pills often can't: protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and add years to your life naturally. So before you reach for another tablet, take a moment to ask yourself, what if food could do more for my body than medicine ever has? If you're over 60, your body is changing, and so are your nutritional needs. You may have noticed that your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, or that you get tired faster than before. Maybe your doctor told you your cholesterol is creeping up, or your blood pressure numbers are higher than they were last year. These are all warning signs of a deeper issue: inflammation and poor circulation, two things that silently damage your heart and brain over time. The good news? You can reverse much of this damage, starting with what's on your plate: the hidden problem with healthy pills. Let's be honest, medication can save lives, and for many people it's necessary. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Relying too much on pills can also come with trade-offs. Statins, for example, may lower cholesterol, but they can also reduce coenzyme Q10, CoQ10, a vital nutrient your heart and brain need to create energy. Blood pressure medications can deplete essential minerals like potassium and magnesium, making your muscles weaker. And some memory supplements on the market don't contain enough active ingredients to make any real difference. That's why more cardiologists and neurologists today are recommending what they call a food-first approach, using nutrition as the foundation of health, not just a backup plan. Dr. Walter Willett from Harvard University said it best: the single most powerful tool we have to protect the heart and brain isn't a pill, it's a fork. Why food works better than medicine for many seniors. When you eat real, whole foods rich in natural antioxidants, healthy fats, and fiber, you're not just treating symptoms, you're feeding the systems that keep you alive. Think of it like this: your arteries are like highways carrying oxygen and nutrients through your body. Your brain cells are like tiny computers that need fuel to think clearly. Your heart is the engine that never gets a break, pumping over 100,000 times per day. If you fuel these systems with processed food, sugar, or excess salt, they wear down faster. But if you nourish them with foods proven to reduce inflammation and support blood flow, you extend their life and power. It's not magic, it's science. What this video will reveal. In this video, we'll explore how specific natural foods, many you can find at your local grocery store, can help you lower blood pressure naturally, improve memory and mental clarity, strengthen circulation, reduce the need for certain medications with your doctor's supervision, and most importantly, feel alive again, not just stable. You'll learn about foods like berries that improve blood vessel health, leafy greens that oxygenate the brain, and healthy fats that protect neurons. We'll also discuss one surprising, forgotten nutrient that doctors now call the missing link between heart and brain health, and how to get it from food, not a supplement bottle. And finally, you'll see how small, consistent changes like adding 1 cup of certain vegetables or 1 tablespoon of specific oils can make more difference than years of expensive pills. Let's pause for a moment. Aging isn't easy. It's frustrating to see numbers rise on your blood pressure monitor or to forget simple things like where you left your keys. But here's the truth that too few people hear. Your body isn't giving up on you, it's asking for help. Your heart doesn't want to be forced into calm with pills. It wants the nutrients that naturally relax your arteries. Your brain doesn't need more caffeine or synthetic memory boosters. It needs oxygen, antioxidants, and steady blood flow. And your body doesn't want restriction, it wants restoration. That's what this new approach is all about. A lot of people assume that if something comes from food, it can't be as strong as medicine. But let's look at what the science actually says. A Cleveland Clinic study found that seniors who ate a Mediterranean-style diet rich in olive oil, fish, nuts, and vegetables had a 30% lower risk of heart disease and stroke than those on a standard American diet. And research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, shows that these same foods can help preserve memory and brain volume, especially in older adults. So when you eat right, you're not just preventing disease, you're literally rebuilding your heart and brain from the inside out. Here's what you'll discover in this series. Over the next few sections, we'll walk through the 3 key nutrients your brain and heart crave after 60 and how to get them from simple foods. The top 6 foods that outperform common pills in maintaining circulation and cognitive function. The daily habits that help these nutrients work even better, like timing your meals and combining the right ingredients. And finally, how to create a sustainable, delicious lifestyle plan that helps you protect your health without feeling restricted. Because after 60, you don't just want to manage your health, you want to live well every single day. So grab a notebook, take a deep breath, and get ready to rediscover the healing power that's already sitting in your kitchen. In the next section, we'll start with one of the most powerful foods as medicine ingredients on the planet, a simple everyday item that research shows can protect your arteries, boost memory, and even lower medication dependence in seniors. When most people think of heart or brain health, they picture fish oil, aspirin, or cholesterol pills. But one of the most powerful natural heart protectors isn't found in a pill bottle, it grows right in the ground. I'm talking about beets, that deep red root vegetable that's often ignored on dinner tables but praised in research labs. For decades, scientists at Harvard Medical School and the Cleveland Clinic have been studying how beets affect circulation and cognitive performance in older adults. And what they've found is stunning. Just 1 serving of beets can improve blood flow to the brain and arteries within hours. How beets protect your heart and brain naturally. Beets are rich in something called nitrates, natural compounds that your body converts into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the relaxation molecule that helps your blood vessels open up, allowing oxygen and nutrients to flow freely. Now, here's why that's so powerful. After 60, as we age, our bodies make less nitric oxide naturally, which means our arteries become stiffer and blood pressure tends to rise. When blood flow to the brain decreases, memory and focus decline. When circulation to the heart weakens, cholesterol and plaque can build up faster. But studies from Wake Forest University show that drinking beet juice or eating roasted beets increases nitric oxide levels by up to 21% in adults over 60, often within just 2 to 3 hours of eating them. Even more impressive, researchers noticed that after several weeks of regular beet intake, participants showed better blood pressure control and improved cognitive performance, including faster mental processing and sharper recall. You can think of nitric oxide as the body's natural blood pressure medication. It widens blood vessels, reduces strain on the heart, and improves the delivery of oxygen to muscles in the brain. But unlike medication, it doesn't cause dangerous drops or side effects. It works with your body, not against it. That's why athletes, and now cardiologists, are turning to beets as one of the simplest, most effective ways to boost endurance and cardiovascular performance naturally. How to use beets in everyday life. If you're not used to eating beets, start small. Little goes a long way. Here are 3 easy doctor-approved ways to add them into your routine. Roasted beets. Slice 1 medium beet, about 3 ounces. Toss with olive oil and roast at 375 degrees for 25 minutes. Sprinkle with a pinch of sea salt and pepper. Beet smoothie. Blend half a small beet with half a banana, a handful of spinach, and unsweetened almond milk. The sweetness from the banana balances the earthiness of the beet. Beet juice, Harvard style. Many clinical trials used 1 cup, 8 ounces, of beet juice daily, especially before a walk or light exercise. It's best consumed fresh or cold-pressed, not from a sugary bottle. Doctor's note: if you take blood pressure medication, talk to your doctor before adding large amounts of beet juice, since it can enhance the effects of your medicine. In a fascinating 2017 NIH-funded study, scientists used brain imaging to compare older adults who drank beet juice versus a placebo. The beet group showed younger-looking brains with stronger activity in regions related to decision-making and memory. Essentially, their brains were functioning as though they were 9 years younger. Why? Because nitric oxide doesn't just help your heart, it feeds your neurons, ensuring they get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay alert and active. That's why some neurologists now call beets nature's memory food. Here's a powerful insider trick that few people know. When you eat beets with leafy greens like spinach, arugula, or kale, you multiply their benefits. Leafy greens also contain nitrates plus magnesium and potassium, two minerals that help balance blood pressure and muscle function. So a simple meal of roasted beets, spinach, olive oil, and grilled salmon isn't just delicious. It's a heart and brain therapy session on a plate. Many of my senior patients tell me they've lost faith in food. They say, "Doctor, I've tried eating healthy for years, but my numbers didn't change." The problem isn't that food doesn't work, it's that we often focus on the wrong foods. Low-fat this, sugar-free that products that look healthy on labels but don't nourish your cells. When you start reintroducing foods like beets, wild salmon, avocados, or nuts, your body begins to remember how to heal itself. You'll feel it more energy, clearer focus, calmer blood pressure readings all within weeks. Now, let's make something clear. I'm not telling anyone to stop taking their prescribed medications. You should never do that without medical guidance. But here's what the science shows. When you start fueling your body with real, nutrient-rich foods, you may find that your doctor can safely lower your dosage over time because your body simply doesn't need as much outside help anymore. That's the true goal, not dependence, but independence. Imagine being able to wake up every day without worrying about side effects, stomach pain, or fatigue from your prescriptions, and instead feeling strong, clear-headed, and full of life. That's what a food-first lifestyle can do. Now that you know how something as simple as a beet can dramatically improve blood flow and brain function, let's move on to another natural wonder, a food that's often called nature's statin, because of how effectively it lowers bad cholesterol and supports brain chemistry. You'll find it in nearly every blue zone around the world, and it might already be sitting in your pantry. When most people hear the word cholesterol, they immediately think of statin pills, medications that doctors prescribe to lower LDL or bad cholesterol. But here's something that surprises many seniors. Research from Harvard University and the Cleveland Clinic shows that certain natural foods, like walnuts, can reduce cholesterol and inflammation as effectively as mild statins without the muscle pain or fatigue that medications sometimes cause. Yes, something as simple as a handful of walnuts a day can make a measurable difference in your heart and brain health. Why walnuts are so powerful? After 60, walnuts are often called the brain nut, and if you look closely, they even resemble the shape of the human brain. But that's not just a coincidence, nature often leaves clues. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, which the body converts into DHA, the same healthy fat found in fish like salmon. These fats help keep your blood vessels flexible, your brain cells healthy, and your inflammation levels low. That's crucial after 60, when the body's ability to produce anti-inflammatory compounds naturally declines. A major Harvard study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that people who ate at least 5 servings of walnuts per week had 15% lower total cholesterol, 20% lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and 10% better blood vessel elasticity compared to those who didn't eat them regularly. And here's the best part. The benefits didn't stop at the heart. How walnuts boost brain function and memory. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat, and it depends heavily on healthy fats to function properly. That's why omega-3s are so critical. They strengthen the protective coating around brain cells, called the myelin sheath, allowing electrical signals to travel more efficiently. In a UCLA study that followed adults over 60 for several years, researchers discovered that those who ate a small handful of walnuts daily performed 13% better on memory tests and had faster reaction times compared to those who didn't. It's like giving your brain fresh oil to run on every day instead of letting it dry out. Walnuts also contain compounds called polyphenols, plant antioxidants, that help protect your brain from oxidative stress, one of the leading causes of age-related cognitive decline. Think of polyphenols as a shield, deflecting the rust that forms in your body over time from stress, toxins, and poor diet. If you've been told to watch your blood pressure, here's another reason to love walnuts. A study from Penn State University found that eating 1 ounce of walnuts daily helped adults over 55 lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure within 6 weeks, even without changing their diet otherwise. That's because the magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants in walnuts help relax blood vessels, allowing smoother blood flow. So your heart doesn't have to work as hard with every beat. And for many people, that means less fatigue, fewer headaches, and more energy throughout the day. How to eat walnuts the right way. Here's something most people don't know. How you store and eat walnuts matters just as much as eating them. Walnuts contain delicate oils that can go rancid if exposed to heat or sunlight, which not only ruins the flavor, but also destroys many of their nutrients. Here's how to do it right. Buy raw, unsalted walnuts, ideally in small batches. Store them in the refrigerator or freezer in an airtight glass jar. Eat about 1 ounce daily, that's roughly 7 walnut halves. You can enjoy them on their own, sprinkle them over oatmeal or yogurt, or toss them into salads with olive oil and leafy greens for a powerful anti-inflammatory boost. Doctor's note: if you're on blood thinners or taking omega-3 supplements, talk to your physician first. Too much omega-3 can increase bleeding risk in sensitive individuals. If you visit Loma Linda, California, one of the official Blue Zones regions where people live well into their 90s and 100s, you'll find a surprising dietary pattern. Many of the residents eat nuts, especially walnuts, every single day. In fact, researchers found that Adventist seniors who ate nuts 5+ times per week lived on average 2.5 years longer than those who didn't. Not because of a single nutrient, but because nuts helped keep their arteries clear, their brains sharp, and their inflammation low. As one 84-year-old Loma Linda resident put it, "I don't think of walnuts as a snack. They're my daily heart and brain insurance." The truth is, heart disease and memory loss often start developing silently, 10, 20, even 30 years before symptoms appear. By the time you feel the effects, your arteries or neurons may already be struggling. But with foods like beets and walnuts, you're nourishing your body from the inside out, long before problems surface. Every time you eat a handful of walnuts, you're telling your body, "I'm helping you heal, one bite at a time." And that message adds up. Within weeks, you'll likely notice more stable energy, less brain fog, and even better sleep, because when your heart and brain communicate better, your whole body works in harmony. Now that we've explored how beets improve circulation and walnuts strengthen your heart and brain, let's move on to another superfood that often gets overlooked. A fruit that lowers blood pressure, supports memory, and can replace multiple supplements in one delicious bite. You might even have it sitting in your refrigerator right now. When most people think of berries, they picture something sweet to add to cereal or yogurt, a colorful topping, not a treatment. But modern research from Harvard Medical School, Johns Hopkins, and the American Heart Association says otherwise. Berries are now considered one of the top 5 most heart-protective foods on Earth. And for older adults, they're a natural bridge between heart health and brain performance. 2 systems that rely on the same thing: healthy blood vessels and oxygen flow. If you're over 60, the reason you feel slower, forgetful, or more tired isn't just age, it's your circulation. The same arteries that bring blood to your heart also feed your brain. So when those arteries stiffen or narrow, you get 2 major problems: memory loss and cardiovascular strain. That's where berries come in, especially blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. They're nature's tiny edible repair kit for your arteries, brain cells, and blood pressure. How berries protect the heart, backed by Harvard science. In one of the largest heart health studies ever conducted involving over 93,000 women, Harvard researchers discovered that those who ate blueberries and strawberries at least 3 times a week had a 32% lower risk of heart attack. Why? Because these berries are loaded with compounds called anthocyanins, the pigments that give them their deep purple or red color. Anthocyanins do three incredible things for your body: reduce inflammation, calming the arteries so they don't become rigid; strengthen capillaries and blood vessel walls, making circulation smoother; improve cholesterol balance by lowering LDL and raising HDL. It's like giving your blood vessels a protective coat of armor that helps them stay young, flexible, and free from dangerous plaque buildup. But the real magic happens in your brain. The same Harvard study found that regular berry eaters had significantly slower rates of cognitive decline, the equivalent of keeping their brains about 2.5 years younger. In a separate Tufts University study, seniors who ate 1 cup of blueberries daily for 12 weeks scored higher on memory and verbal learning tests. Brain scans even showed stronger activity in areas related to learning and concentration. Why? Because anthocyanins improve blood flow to the hippocampus, the brain's memory control center, while reducing oxidative stress, which is like rust for your neurons. As Dr. Robert Krikorian, a neurologist at the University of Cincinnati, puts it, berries don't just protect your brain, they literally help it function like it did years earlier. The anti-aging secret in berries. When you eat berries regularly, you're also fighting one of the biggest silent causes of aging: chronic inflammation. Inflammation doesn't just make you feel achy or tired, it silently damages your arteries, eyes, joints, and even your memory. A 2019 NIH review found that seniors who consumed at least 1 to 2 cups of mixed berries daily had lower levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, which are linked to both heart disease and dementia. In short, berries help your body turn down the fire inside your blood vessels, something no pill can do as gently or effectively. How to eat berries for maximum benefit. The secret isn't just to eat more berries, it's to eat them consistently and in the right way. Here's how to get the best results. Aim for 1/2 to 1 cup daily. Fresh or frozen both work. Frozen berries retain almost all of their nutrients and often cost less. Avoid added sugar. Skip jams, juices, or sweetened yogurts. The benefits disappear when sugar spikes your insulin. Pair them with healthy fats. Add berries to Greek yogurt, oatmeal, or a handful of walnuts. Fat helps absorb their antioxidants better. Rotate your colors. Blueberries for brain protection, strawberries for blood pressure, blackberries for inflammation. Variety brings balance. Doctor's tip. If you take blood thinners like warfarin, keep your berry intake consistent day to day, not fluctuating. Sudden changes in vitamin K or antioxidant levels can slightly alter medication effects. Many of my older patients tell me, "Doctor, I've lost faith in food. I've tried eating healthy, but nothing changed." And I always remind them, healing takes consistency, not perfection. When you eat anti-inflammatory foods every day, not just once a week, you're gradually retraining your body to heal itself. You might not see changes overnight, but inside your arteries, real repair is happening. The walls are softening. Plaque formation slows. Your blood flows easier, your heart pumps calmer, and your brain receives steady oxygen again. And when that happens, you don't just live longer, you live clearer, calmer, and happier. In the blue zones regions where people commonly live past 90, berries play a quiet but consistent role in daily life. In Okinawa, Japan, elders eat purple sweet potatoes and mulberries daily, both rich in anthocyanins. In Icaria, Greece, seniors pick fresh blackberries from the hillside each morning. And in Sardinia, Italy, families serve wine and wild berries with lunch, not for indulgence, but for circulation and brain clarity. These people don't think of berries as superfoods. They see them as normal foods that keep them young. The takeaway: sweet, simple, and life-changing. Every bite of berries is like a mini tune-up for your arteries and neurons. They're delicious, safe, and backed by solid science. If you want to start small, try this daily ritual. Each morning, eat 1 to 2 cups of blueberries or strawberries with your breakfast. Do it for 2 weeks. Then pay attention. Your energy, your clarity, and even your mood may begin to shift. And the best part? No side effects, only side benefits. Now that you've seen how berries help rebuild your heart and brain from the inside out, we'll move to one of the most overlooked yet powerful foods for seniors. A creamy green fruit that balances cholesterol, strengthens memory, and helps your body absorb nutrients better than any pill ever could. You guessed it. We're talking about avocados. If there's one food that's been misunderstood for decades, it's the avocado. For years, people were told to avoid fat, and the avocado, with all its rich, creamy texture, was lumped in with unhealthy foods like butter and mayonnaise. But science now says the complete opposite. According to new research from Harvard University, the Mayo Clinic, and the National Institutes of Health, avocados don't raise cholesterol, they help normalize it. They don't cause weight gain, they help reduce belly fat and stabilize blood sugar. And for older adults, they might just be one of the most protective foods on the planet for heart and brain health. Why avocados are so powerful. After 60, two silent processes begin to speed up in almost everyone: inflammation inside blood vessels and oxidation of LDL cholesterol. When that happens, plaque builds up faster, arteries stiffen, and blood pressure rises, setting the stage for heart disease and strokes. Here's where avocados make their mark. A single medium avocado, about 7 ounces, contains over 20 vitamins and minerals, including potassium, magnesium, vitamin K, folate, and healthy monounsaturated fats, the same kind found in olive oil. According to the American Heart Association, these monounsaturated fats can reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, by up to 13%, while raising HDL, good cholesterol, by about 10%. That's almost the same improvement seen with mild cholesterol medications, but without the muscle pain, fatigue, or side effects. Your brain is 60% fat, and it loves healthy fats. That's why the fatty acids in avocados are crucial for maintaining sharp thinking, focus, and memory. Researchers from UCLA's Longevity Center conducted a study on older adults and found that those who ate one avocado daily for 6 months improved their working memory and attention span compared to those who ate a similar number of calories from potatoes or chickpeas. Why? Because avocados are loaded with lutein, a powerful antioxidant that collects in the brain's gray matter. It protects neurons from oxidative damage, the same type of rusting that contributes to dementia and Alzheimer's. In fact, MRI scans showed that avocado eaters had denser connections between brain regions, meaning faster, clearer communication between neurons. As one UCLA neurologist put it, avocados help the brain stay connected, literally. The more lutein you have, the stronger those connections remain. Everyone knows bananas are high in potassium, but here's the surprise: avocados contain more potassium per ounce than bananas. One avocado has nearly 975 of potassium compared to 425 in a medium banana. Potassium helps your body get rid of excess sodium, which is essential for keeping blood pressure stable. In fact, a Harvard study showed that people who ate potassium-rich diets were 27% less likely to develop high blood pressure. And for seniors who are already managing hypertension, that can mean fewer dizzy spells, less fatigue, and a more relaxed heartbeat. It's nature's way of helping your heart keep a steady rhythm, no pills required. Let's clear up one of the biggest myths about avocados. Not all fats are bad. The fats in avocados are mostly oleic acid, the same type found in extra virgin olive oil, a key part of the Mediterranean diet. These fats actually reduce inflammation and help your body absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K from other foods. That's why pairing avocado with salads or cooked vegetables isn't just delicious, it makes those veggies more effective. For example, eating tomatoes with avocado can increase lycopene absorption by up to 4 times. Adding avocado to spinach or kale increases vitamin K and lutein absorption by more than 50%. So avocado isn't just healthy on its own, it amplifies the benefits of the foods you eat with it. How to eat avocados for maximum benefit. You don't need a fancy diet plan, just a few simple habits. Half an avocado per day is enough. That's about 120 calories and 10 grams of heart-healthy fat. Choose ripe avocados that yield slightly when pressed. If you're not using them immediately, store unripe ones at room temperature until soft, then refrigerate. Avoid packaged guacamole loaded with preservatives and salt. Make your own with fresh lime juice, a pinch of sea salt, and chopped cilantro. Try this morning ritual. Spread mashed avocado on whole grain toast, sprinkle a bit of olive oil and black pepper, and top with a boiled egg. It's a perfect blend of protein, potassium, and omega-3s, a combination your heart will thank you for. In the Mediterranean blue zones, where many people live past 90, avocados or similar healthy fats, like olives and nuts, appear in nearly every meal. In one long-term study from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, people who replaced butter or processed spreads with half an avocado daily had a 21% lower risk of heart disease and 17% lower risk of cognitive decline. One of the study authors put it beautifully. It's not just what avocados give you, it's what they replace. Every time you choose avocado over processed fats, your arteries breathe easier. After 60, your body's ability to bounce back depends less on medicine and more on consistency. You can't rush healing, but you can feed it. Each spoonful of avocado, each handful of walnuts, each serving of beets is like sending a signal to your body. You're safe, you're nourished, you can heal now. And when your body gets that message often enough, it begins to respond not with side effects, but with results. Imagine waking up with steady energy, clearer focus, and calm confidence, knowing that what you eat is protecting your heart and brain at the same time. That's what food-first healing feels like. In the next section, we'll explore the fifth healing food that's often found in your kitchen, but overlooked: a golden spice that works like nature's anti-inflammatory medicine, helping protect your arteries, joints, and memory all at once. You've probably heard of it before, but few people use it correctly, and that's what makes the difference. Let's talk about turmeric and why it deserves a place on your table daily. If there's one spice that's earned global attention in the last decade, and for good reason, it's turmeric. But what many people over 60 don't realize is that turmeric isn't just a trendy supplement. It's a time-tested, scientifically backed healing powerhouse that's been quietly transforming lives for over 4,000 years. It's the golden spice you'll find in the kitchens of India, Japan, and the blue zones of Southeast Asia. And now, in clinical trials at Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and the Cleveland Clinic. The key ingredient inside turmeric is called curcumin, and it's one of nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds. And here's why that matters. After 60, inflammation becomes the hidden engine behind most chronic conditions, from arthritis to high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, and even memory loss. So when you control inflammation, you're not just reducing pain, you're protecting your entire system. The inflammation problem. Most seniors don't know they have. Let's make this simple. Inflammation itself isn't bad. Your body uses it to heal injuries or fight infections. But chronic inflammation, the kind that lingers for months or years, silently damages blood vessels, joints, and brain cells. Doctors at the Mayo Clinic now call this inflammaging. It's the slow internal process that makes you feel older, then you are stiffer joints, slower thinking, higher blood pressure, and fatigue that just doesn't go away. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, works like a biological reset button. It blocks key inflammatory enzymes in your body, the same ones targeted by over-the-counter painkillers like ibuprofen, but without the stomach or kidney side effects. That's why more and more doctors are recommending turmeric as a first-line support for older adults who want to ease inflammation naturally. How turmeric protects the heart and arteries. A groundbreaking Johns Hopkins study found that curcumin can improve the flexibility of blood vessels, a critical factor in preventing heart disease and stroke. When blood vessels become stiff, your blood pressure rises, your heart works harder, and circulation slows down. But participants who took 500 milligrams of curcumin daily for 8 weeks saw a measurable improvement in endothelial function. That's the inner lining of your arteries, similar to the results seen after moderate aerobic exercise. That's right, turmeric actually helps your arteries relax, improving blood flow and lowering blood pressure naturally. It also reduces LDL oxidation, the process that makes bad cholesterol stick to artery walls. So instead of building up plaque, your body clears it away more efficiently. How turmeric helps preserve memory and mental clarity. Your brain and heart are deeply connected through circulation. When inflammation affects your arteries, it also reduces blood flow to the brain, which can lead to forgetfulness, confusion, and even early dementia. That's why the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, ran a study on older adults with mild memory loss. Those who took 90 milligrams of curcumin twice daily for 18 months scored 28% higher on memory tests and had better attention and mood compared to the placebo group. Brain scans showed less buildup of amyloid plaques, the same sticky proteins seen in Alzheimer's disease, and lower inflammation markers. As the lead researcher, Dr. Gary Small, explained, the improvement we saw was not only in memory, but in overall brain function. Curcumin appears to act as both prevention and protection. How to use turmeric the right way. Here's the most important part. Most people use turmeric wrong. They sprinkle it into food or take cheap supplements and expect miracles. But turmeric by itself is poorly absorbed by the body. Only about 2% of curcumin actually gets into your bloodstream. To unlock its full benefits, you must combine it with two things. Black pepper contains piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Healthy fat like olive oil, avocado, or coconut oil. Curcumin is fat-soluble, meaning your body absorbs it best alongside good fats. Doctor's formula for maximum benefit. Mix 1 or 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder with a pinch of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of olive oil or coconut milk. Add it to warm tea, scrambled eggs, or golden milk before bed. If you travel to Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the world's longest-living seniors, you'll find that turmeric tea is part of their daily ritual. They drink it mid-morning or after meals to calm inflammation and aid digestion. Researchers credit this simple habit as one reason Okinawans have the lowest rate of heart disease and dementia in the world. One 91-year-old Okinawan farmer once said, "Turmeric keeps my body cool and my mind sharp." It's a reminder that longevity isn't built through expensive treatments, it's built through consistency, one mindful habit at a time. Turmeric is generally safe, but if you take blood thinners, diabetes medication, or gallbladder treatments, check with your doctor before adding turmeric daily. It can slightly enhance the effects of some medications, so balance and supervision are key. Also, always choose high-quality turmeric or curcumin supplements with black pepper extract, piperine, or liposomal formulations. These are far more effective than raw powder alone, the golden habit to adopt today. Here's a simple way to begin. Every evening, try drinking golden milk, a warm blend of milk, or almond milk, 1.2 teaspoon turmeric, black pepper, cinnamon, and a touch of honey. It relaxes the body, eases joint stiffness, and helps your heart and brain detox overnight. In just 2 weeks, many seniors report less morning stiffness, clearer memory, better blood pressure readings, deeper, more restful sleep, because when inflammation calms down, your entire system breathes again. Think about this. Your heart and brain don't need more pills. They need better circulation, cleaner blood, and calmer inflammation. Foods like beets, walnuts, berries, avocados, and turmeric aren't just healthy. They're nature's way of giving you the exact nutrients your aging body craves without side effects, without cost, and without complication. You can't stop aging, but you can age intelligently. With every bite, you're not just eating, you're rebuilding. So here's your challenge. For the next 14 days, add at least one of these foods into your daily routine. Watch how your energy, focus, and calm start to return quietly, gently, naturally. And if this guide inspired you, remember, you don't need a shelf full of supplements to stay healthy after 60. You just need the wisdom to go back to what's real. Food that heals. If this helped you, subscribe or share it with someone who deserves a healthier, longer life.